Great champions are not easily made. They reject adversity. They're strengthened by high challenge. On this 4th of July, American Pete Sampras's championship character will be tested by the Dutchman Richard Krajicek. Krajicek holds a 2-set lead in their rain-interrupted quarterfinal match. It is Krajicek so close to a first Wimbledon semifinal. Yesterday, against the greatest player in the world, Richard Krajicek was greater. But a champion's mystique is forged by victories hard-fought and hard-won. Today, Pete Sampras faces the test of impending elimination. He has ruled this place, this championship, for the last 3 years. But will his reign end today, or can he defy the score and defy defeat? Can Pete Sampras prove he once again is the best of Wimbledon? From around the world, they descend on Wimbledon today to witness on these courts so rich in tradition, pure tennis extravagance. What a menu! First on center court, Pete Sampras on the edge of defeat, trailing Richard Krajicek 2-0. Then to Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, the 4th seed, playing underdog American Meredith McGrath in a ladies semifinal. Sanchez Vicario, the bridesmaid here last year, continues in peak form. While for the 25-year-old McGrath from Midland, Michigan, this will be one way or the other a 4th of July to remember. Finally, 6-time champion Steffi Graf meets Kamiko Date in the other semi. Graf yet to drop a set at these championships. She continues her relentless drive toward a 20th Grand Slam title. And Date, the first Japanese player to ever reach the Wimbledon semifinals, owns a win over Graf in their last meeting. And we welcome you to the lawns of the All England Club, Wimbledon. What a day it's been, plagued by constant interruptions of play due to rain, but we go on. The world's #1 American Pete Sampras has returned nearly 24 hours to devise a plan to dig out of a huge crater, 2 sets down against hard-hitting Richard Krajicek. The 24-year-old from Rotterdam seized the first 2 sets yesterday with brilliant returns, this to win the first set. And then Krajicek seized on another opportunity in the tiebreaker, 2nd set, a backhand return winner. So Sampras, the #1 seed, 3-time defending champion, down 2 sets, play interrupted at 1-all in the 3rd set, and that's where we continue today. Now in bright sunshine, happy 4th of July, everyone. With John McEnroe, I'm Dick Enberg. Krajicek came in dangerous, 17th ranked player in the world, and he was impeccable yesterday.
That's the best I've ever seen Dick play on the grass courts. I've said before, a lot of expected of Krajicek in the past. This is a guy with a monster serve, big game, just the type of game you'd think would do well at Wimbledon, and this is his best result. Never got past the round of 16s, and so far playing the match of his life against Pete Sampras.
Well, that means if Sampras is to advance to go for 4 in a row, he has to win 3 sets today. How does he do it?
Well, he's got to pick up his game a little bit. He's talked about return being the most important part of the grass court game. He hasn't returned very well. He's got to hope Krajicek comes down a little bit from the pedestal he was on. Krajicek's known around the circuit as losing a little bit mentally, not winning the big matches. He does play well against the big players, but pulling out those close matches. We haven't seen much evidence of that in the past, and this is a great opportunity for solidify his status, perhaps in the top 10.
Sampras and Krajicek prior to this meeting had played 4 times, each winning 2. We'll have the ball back in the air, 1-all in the 3rd set when we return to Wimbledon. Todd Martin from Lansing, Michigan, and Malavia Washington from Swartz Creek, Michigan, are still there as you look at Sampras, number 1, defending champion. And of course, on the women's side, Meredith McGrath is the outsider amongst the seeds left in the semifinals for the ladies. If time permits, and it's been a long day for the women, they're waiting for their opportunity to take center court and play their semifinals as Pete Sampras. Here's his record in '96 Wimbledon.
Well, like the French, tough draw for Pete. Richie Rennerberg starting off, losing the first, coming back in 4. The big hitter that we'll see more of in the future, Mark Philippoussis, couple breaks. That was all he needed. Carol Kuchera, unexpectedly tough time there. 4th set tiebreaker. Easiest win so far, Cedric Pioline, the 16th seed. Straight set victory.
Richard Krajicek is 24, 6'5", and 190 pounds. The 13th ranked player in the world, and surprisingly not seeded. He took the place in the draw of Tomas Muster, the 7th seed, who didn't come to the All England Club this year with an injury. And Krajicek, many now might wish he had been the one that had stayed home.
And Michael Steek, one of those. As we look at Richard's early results, Javier Sanchez, not a grass court player, easy win there. Derek Castagno, who did have some good results on the fast surfaces, trying to come back from injury. Brett Steven, the New Zealander, the big win for him, Michael Steek, in the round of 16.
Sampras serves 1-all 3rd set, down 2 sets.
And I suspect Krajicek is going to try to do exactly the same thing he did yesterday. Try to overpower Pete, intimidate him with his power and his height. And try to get Pete to hang that head down a little bit, which we started to see a little bit. That was a discouraging match from the first couple sets.
Sampras serving from the Royal Box end at center court.
I must say that 6-5 game where Krajicek built Sampras is the greatest return game I've ever seen against Pete's serve.
4 clean winners. Broke him at love. Capture the first set.
The risk is if Krajicek doesn't play that well today, a lot of balls are going to be hitting the fence.
Oh, good return there, and then the backhand pass.
And he's just hitting his backhand so well in this tournament, especially that backhand pass up the line. He certainly likes that stroke. Sampras better be aware of that. Last thing he wants to do is come out here and lose his serve. That was a great effort by Sampras to win that point.
He handled a vicious return.
Well, we missed the return, but Krajicek with a blistering pass, nice and low. Sampras didn't hit it cleanly, but in that case, I don't think he wanted to hit it 100% clean. Krajicek not quick enough for that.
Discouraging for Sampras fans to see no sense of Krajicek wilting.
Big game here for Pete to get off to a good start.
40-30.
Krajicek, of course, trying to go all out, punish those second serves. Sampras try to get that first serve percentage up if he can.
Winner of this match in the semis will meet either Goran Ivanisevic, who's down a set, to Jason Stoltenberg.
James Sampras.
Test out. 2-1 on serve. Krajicek in command.
For years, I dreamed.
Gymnast Shannon Miller, in a sport dominated by youth, is this winner of 5 Olympic medals in Barcelona too old to compete at age 19? Plus, the courageous story of Cuba's Ana Quiroz. Meet the heroes of Atlanta, the Sports Illustrated Olympic Special, Wednesday night, July 17th on NBC.
Back at center court, and yesterday during the match with the many rain delays, watch here as One of the grounds crew gets trapped under the tarp. Now, fans thought it humorous when they finally found him. Mark Hillaby, a 27-year-old permanent member, but he had been hit by one of the iron cables. And while he was carried off on stretcher, we talked with him today, and he was quickly back to work. He said he was just stunned for a while, wondering if anyone would come and find him. And so was Sampras stunned by the power of Krajicek yesterday, serving 1-2 in the third.
Well, if Sampras comes back and win this match, he may have that gentleman to thank. Because of that incident, they weren't able to play the third set, which they were on the court number 1. Goran Ivanisevic came back and won that third set, so that may have been a very important delay for Pete.
Because of the injury, they had the tarp off the court.
His head made a divot on the court, and they had to open up the covers, and the court got too wet to play.
24th ace for Krajicek.
What can you do when a guy serves that big?
Give you the idea of how powerful Krajicek is. He has 24 aces at this juncture. Sampras, 5.
I think one of Pete's game plans is to make Krajicek obviously work harder on his serve. The harder Krajicek works, the less energy he'll have to try to break the Sampras serve. Make him work hard for each and every point, even if he's down in the game.
14-25.
That's unreturnable, though. I mean, hitting it that big out wide. Usually that flat one comes up the middle, but that was pretty much flat. You got to be about 6'5" to be able to get away with that. Us little guys.
127 miles an hour. It's 2-all.
You said the last game, Dick. Krajicek doesn't look uptight right now.
2 games all.
And if Stoltenberg were able to pull that match out against Goran, there'd be whoever wins this would be the huge favorite to get to the finals. More predictable, obviously, if Ivanisevic gets there.
Currently on a 25-match win streak here at Wimbledon. 3rd longest ever on the men's side. Pete, number 1, 4 titles this year. But he's going to have to call upon something very special to make it to the semis. Whoa.
Especially if he hits second serves that sit up like that. For a guy that big, that's actually a perfect pocket. Krajicek would love every return right about there. You see him switch that grip quickly, as a lot of the players today do. Not too many players play with the same grip like I was taught. Less to think about. But they do it in their sleep anyway, so it obviously doesn't seem to affect them. They've done it so often in the past.
15-30.
You see Pete going for a little more in the second serve and serving up a double there.
6th double fault. Only 5 aces. That's remarkable when you think about Sampras's serving prowess.
That says something about the way Krajicek's returning. Give credit to this big Dutchman. That did look good. That's a bad break there for Sampras.
He'll play a let. Michael Morrissey in the chair with the overrule. First serve.
That would have been an easy put away for Pete Sampras as we take a look here. Well, obviously tough for us to call.
Looked a little long.
Once again, Krajicek up 15-30. This time barely making contact with that second serve.
Krajicek has been playing since 4 years of age, was the Dutch 12-under and 14-under national champion. Always plenty expected of this young guy. Ace for Sampras, so he's even. 6 aces, 6 doubles.
I took a picture at a Dunlop clinic when he was about 10 years old. He was almost my size then, and a lot was expected from this youngster then. I didn't even realize it until about 10 years later when they showed me a picture with Richard.
Game Sampras.
A couple of aces for Sampras as he gears up his game. 3-2 on serve in the third. Pete Sampras, no room for error. Down 2 sets. On serve in the third. 24-year-old who grew up in Palos Verdes, California. 38-6 on the year. His career 40 titles include 7 Grand Slams, 3 here at Wimbledon. Krajicek, 2-3.
Top-notch point there by Sampras, chipping that return. Good early preparation, pulling the ball cross court. Stayed nice and low. Didn't pull up early.
Big second serve.
What a lot of guys do is they start looking to see where their passing shot goes before they've actually hit the shot. Don't want to make that mistake. You're right, a big second serve into the body. Sampras unable to get around on it. Those are the type of serves Dick he needs to get back. Put pressure on Krajicek. Got to figure the court's going to be playing a little bit heavier. All the rain. Those balls are pretty fluffy already. It's just going to be tougher to get as much zip on them.
Wimbledon said that they were going to make the balls heavier for this championship. They just wanted to slow down the men's play, try to take some of the compression away. Hasn't bothered Krajicek.
That's good timing.
26 aces.
40-15.
No Dutchman has ever won Wimbledon. Tom Acker got to the finals or semifinals, and Betty Stova the finals, but lost.
Game Krajicek.
Stova lost to Virginia Wade in 1977.
And Tom Acker about 5'7".
3 games all.
Not a big danger. A very fast guy moving around the court, but didn't have the weapons of a Richard Krajicek.
So a win by Krajicek would accomplish the semis to join Tom Acker as the only man from the Netherlands to go that far at Wimbledon.
Passing shot just sat up for Krajicek, but he did an excellent job crushing that forehand up the line.
15.
Started with this chip return. Helps being 6'5" there, but Pete would wish he had done more with that shot. Krajicek had plenty of time to power it up the line. No mistake there by Sampras.
15.
Sign of a champion. Learn quickly from your mistakes.
He's only lost 4 times here, John. To Todd Woodbridge as a youngster in '89, to Christo von Rensburg in '90, Bristanio '91, and the last time he lost, Ivan Isevich in the semis, '92.
All those players he lost who knew how to play in grass. No flukes as Pete was maturing, but now #1 player in the world. Krajicek going for too much on that return, and that's the danger he faces.
15.
Get over eager and just try to go for more than he's capable of. That was a bad miss there.
Number 7. The way Krajicek's playing, you just can't afford to throw in a double. Gus a win. Even the net card goes for Krajicek.
30-40.
Well, Sampras once again not doing enough with that volley. Krajicek getting a bit of a break, but he had that passing shot all lined up. And a big, big point for both players here.
First break point of this third set. And Krajicek gets a second serve. Richard Krajicek up 2 sets, now up a break in the third.
Did you reserve the car with her?
Not exactly, but it's a good deal.
Are they as fast as her?
Not exactly.
To break Sampras.
Dick, you talk picture perfect. That's it right
Time.
here. Got down nice and low, bent the knees, watched the ball until it hit the racket. Didn't look up until after he hit the shot. Got down nice and low for a 6'5" player. Now only 2 games from his first Wimbledon semifinal.
Krajicek hasn't won an event all year. He was in the finals in Rome.
15 love.
Obviously playing the match over a 2-day period of his year and maybe of his career.
Oh, it's got to be. I've never seen the guy. I mean, he's beaten me a couple times, but I wish he... I'd thank God he didn't play this well, so I'd won a few games at least.
He opens up his game with his 27th and 28th ace. Pete looking for just any opening. There have been none in this set. Pete with only 2 points in the 3 Krajicek service games.
Continues to be unflappable so far. You would have thought when he had that night to think about it, he would have tightened up some, but no. Came out roaring today. Break Sampras in the last game, now only 5 points away from the semis.
Game Krajicek.
At love. Krajicek 5-3, and now Sampras trying to hold on. At least forced his opponent to serve it out.
5 games to 3.
He might have to hope it rains again. Get another 24 hours to think about this. Clouds starting to come over. Time running out at the moment. Obviously, first step, hold serve, make Krajicek serve it out. That would be a tough game for Richard to finish off.
Wait this.
I know Krajicek would love to win this match on this game.
Krajicek's returning so well that Sampras has to go for a little extra, and that's his 8th double.
Similar type of match that Richard played last round against Michael Steek, but Pete Sampras is not Michael Steek. Amazing effort so far.
30-15.
Richard should keep his composure here, given the fact he's up 2 sets, 5-3.
Another correction from Morrissey, and the 8th ace for Sampras.
Actually, the guy who called the ball made the correction. Initially called it out and then changed his call.
40-15.
And Richard doing the right thing in this circumstance, keeping his concentration, moving on. Start thinking about that big serve to try to finish this one off.
Game Sampras. You ball 3.
When we return, Richard Krajicek will be serving for the match and the semifinals of Wimbledon.
Krajicek leads 5 games to 3.
86 Summer Olympics.
Andre Agassi, and then Boris Becker last year.
3 sets to 1.
Trifecta for Pete Sampras. No American's ever done that 3 in a row. And no American has won a total of 4. And it looks as if it'll take a major miracle for him to entertain that thought as Krajicek serves it up. New balls at 5-4, up 2 sets.
On top of everything else, Krajicek gets some new balls to shoot at Sampras. Gotta hope those balls fly in Richard here this game. That's a good solid volley by Krajicek.
15 love.
He's got some major butterflies in the stomach right now.
But without hesitation, Richard Krajicek has outplayed the defending champion. He has been outstanding in these 2 days of this match.
Beautiful touch there by the big man as well. Certainly not known around the circuit for his touch, but he certainly picked the right time there.
Daphne Deckers, a lady friend of Richard Krajicek. 2 points from victory. Four service games in this 3rd set, and Krajicek has relinquished a total of 2 points.
Thank you.
29 aces.
Game 7 up. (7-5), 7-6, 6-4.
Richard Krajicek. The Netherlands cheer their second man to the Wimbledon semifinals. The match of his life. Knocks out the defending champion, the #1 player in the world, and just played magnificently. No question. Krajicek the better man in this match. We'll have a new champion of Wimbledon, 1996. The ladies semifinal day. Next up, Arantxa Sanchez Vicario and American Meredith McGrath.